Welcome to FX Masterclass, and my name is Ernest Rowe. And today's topic is properly tune your regulator at a certain caliber. And today's one, we're going to concentrate on a 22 caliber. And we're going to set it around 900 feet per second. But you want to set it a little higher, about 920, then we'll lower it down to 900 to get more air efficient and more consistent, because if you set up around 900 and the regulator set at 900, it's not as quite as efficient. It takes more time to recover. You're stressing it out. All right, so we're going to set around 800, 875 around there after we lower it down from 920 around or about there. First, let's find out what the current speed out of the box impact has. Around, and you keep shooting it till what the current speed is. Now when I'm doing this, the power wheel is on max and your valve adjuster is wide open at 4. All right, you will want to get the minimum rake pressure to get 920 feet per second on or about. All right, doing this, all right, will cause a little less vibration because you're not going to overpower it. You're just using the minimum rake pressure, so you use less hammer spring to open the valve. All right. All right. Now the rake pressure is 110. Now we're going to increase it to get around 920 feet per second using the 18 grain. All right, you need an Allen. I think it's around 2.5 around there. You used to have a certain angle, and you raise it, the rake pressure counterclockwise. You just do a little bit, you hear a little pressure builds up. You hear whining, and let's see what we got. About 110 bars, 115. But you know the gauge is between 50 bar increment. You kind of guessing between the line. All right, let's see where we at. Now you're compressing a spring on a regulator. It takes time to settle when you adjust it. All right. Now it didn't go that much. Now we're going to increase it some more. I think I dropped it. There you go. Let's just go 120 bars, since I already know what general rake pressure it takes to launch it around 920 or so. There, about 925. Let's see what we got. Remember, every time you adjust rake pressure, the hammer spring adjuster has to be adjusted. Even though the power wheel is on max, there's a little sidebar here with a set screw. It makes contact with the cam, so you can fine tune the preload on the spring by adjusting the screw here. Where it looks like it's not going anywhere, it's kind of lower because there's more rake pressure to open the valve and the velocity is lower. All right, now use a little Allen here. You need to turn this, you want to screw in the screw. All right, you can only get about less than a quarter turn at a time. Let's try to do one full revolution. It's a time-consuming process, But after you're done, you need to document all the setting. If you have multiple calibers, it's faster to get to this reference point if you write it all down. And I'll show you what to write down later. All right, let's see what we got now. Remember, you gotta fire quite a shot till the spring untwines and settles. Then you get your true measurements. Yeah, it's 885 now. 78. It seemed like it's pretty consistent. Around, look, to me, it's around 880. All right, now we need to increase your hammer spring preload till the velocity no longer increase. Then we have to increase the rake pressure to get it up higher. Let's just do a half a turn. All right, and just, well, right there, let's just see if it increases more. All right. See, just by turning a hammer spring adjuster, I got around a little over 10 feet per second. Remember, we're aiming for 920 or so. All right. And don't kind of freak out when the velocity is low. The spring takes a while to adjust sometimes because you are adjusting it. Now look, to me, the velocity went down a little bit. I need to increase the rake pressure. Or 10 bars, let's say. Let's back it out. Let a quarter turn. Let's see your rake pressure. Around 125. All right, it's slowly getting up there, but I believe this hammer spring adjuster needs to be screwed in more, because usually 125 is enough to get it up there. Okay, see what we got. They're 912. Just let the spring spread its wing and let it settle, they call it. And kind of make a habit to keep it, I'm shooting fast, so then I'll slow down and keep like, you know, like 5 or 8 seconds a shot, just to see how consistent the numbers is. You see a drop, and it'll go back up. 904. Oh, that was 3 mags. Like, to me, it needs a little more hammer spring. All right, there's a limitation how far you could adjust your preload on your hammer spring. You just can't unscrew it endlessly because it's going to hit the power wheel cam. When it bottoms out, your wheel is no longer going to move. So that means you need to back it out a turn. Oh. See there. And it's best to have your scuba tank high pressure line attached to the gun because it's going to take a lot of shots, as you can see. Well, we're about 915. I think we'll keep it at this setting. Let's see if it doesn't go any higher than 925 or so. So look like it's settling around 920, 924. Now, to get more air efficient, we need to lower the velocity. Now, this valve adjuster, actually at the end of it, there's a little, I think it's a 6.5 mil rubber ball. It's like a Duro 90. It's a really hard ball. So when the valve opens, it's going to hit this ball and gives it another force, like a spring to hit back and shut the valve, get more air efficient out of it. So right now it's fully open. We want to adjust it till the velocity starts to drop. That means we have control of the velocity. All right. Let's just do like a 1 turn. As you notice, I'm not looking at the lines. I'm looking at the chrony, the numbers. You know, it looks like it's dropping. I'm trying to be consistent with this in between shots. All right, let's do another half a turn. Oh, look like we're in there. Done with 4th mag. It doesn't go down, another half a turn. Oh. Do another half. Another half. Another half a turn. Because we had this fully open. Oh, 831, and maybe it went too far down. Let's find out when it settles here. That's when we do it too fast and you're in a hurry. You miss your target speed, like we did here, 830. And we know we have enough air supply, so we need to open it back up. Let's say 1 full turn. Oh, back up to 900. Now we're going to start tweaking it. Let's screw it in a quarter. $890. Now that quarter turn. And I don't know about you, I can hear it, the gun is getting quieter. All right, on our last mag for refill. Hopefully you can get it all one shot, but we're getting close. 890. I mean, we're really close to the target speed. It's going to hover around because when you adjust the valve adjuster and you hit this rubber ball, and the rubber ball kind of gets soft a little bit after you hit it so many times. And you'll see it on numbers where it settles. You know, at this point, you should be shooting groups on it and check for accuracy, because it's the slope of the rainbow before the peak. That's where you get your most accuracy and shot count. So I would concentrate on that area. All right, it looked to me, it's very close where we want to set it. And check for speed. You may have to go up, you know, 890, 895, or a little lower to find out the tightest group. And every time you lower the speed 10, 15 feet per second per group, you gotta make sure the gun settles. I mean, the spring has a time to settle, and the regulator pressure and the valve adjuster. All right, like to me, it's pretty consistent, all right, at the current speed is set now. I mean, just don't pick on their number, it's on or about. So to have a reference point, shoot a group at this speed and see how it is, and have a reference point. So when you go up and down, you can find out the tightest group. All right. If you have multiple calibers and different length of barrel, you need to document the setting what you have now, especially when you finally found the most accurate speed for that particular pellet. So write it down. What you're going to write down is your rake pressure on or about 128, 130 bars. Your valve adjuster, your power wheel is on max. And trying to keep this, see this power wheel, if you apply pressure here, you feel a slide bar go in and max, right? Max at the peak. When you go to A, it goes in that way. All right, so you got to max, you got to measure, you got to find a reference point between the slide bar and the edge here. And it's better to use a caliper. And you find out, okay, let's go to this corner, it's set 18.1. All right, that's your hammer spring preload. Then, and your valve adjuster, you just can't say it's 1.5 lines. You know, it's not accurate. The way to do it is this shoulder here and the actual piece that rotates is the valve adjuster. You kind of measure it and you get 7.48. And how many times, you take several readings, you get the average. 7.9. It's more accurate than counting lines because you don't know you're a quarter off. 7.9 is a more accurate means of doing it. So document all this, when, what caliber you have, what weight of pellet you're shooting, and the length of barrel. Is it a pellet liner or a slug liner? And this is your reference point to go back. If you need, you'll change everything because it's totally different setting when you're a 25 and a 30 caliber. All right, when you're in competition, you only have one gun. Nobody can afford 3 impacts, but you want to switch back to 22 from 30 to 20, and there's a certain setting. And this process took a long time, right? A lot of pellets. I went through at least this much magazine. I think behind the scene, I kind of loaded another one. So I went through about 5 or 6 mags to properly tune it at a certain speed. All right, so write it all down. So when you go back, is a quick reference point to adjust your regulator, power wheel, and then the preload, and the valve adjusters, and you're set. All right, and this includes this video. And any questions or comment, drop me a line. We'll catch you next topic.